Oh, that's not good. Is it those darn Prospect Peak wolves we chased off? Better not be, because I am going to throw some hands. Who is this? Get out. Get out. Prospect Peak 1M. Different Prospect Peak, but still a rather rude man. Well, I'm gonna let the pups out to eat here. We'll give them some food. The carcass, one of them at least, is still there. You know, I'm tempted to make a quick run and fill up on food, bring back some meat chunks maybe, just to have a little bit more for the pups here. I think we might do that and then just kind of try to lay low. We will need to mark some territory, but it's honestly not doing too bad, and I guess we could maybe claim this one, but most of it is doing all right, honestly. So I think it might be wise for us to do that and kind of just chill out as much as we're able to. Alright, well, morning is here. Actually, late afternoon is here. We slept a lot. We might actually want to do a little bit of brushing up on our territory. I am going to let the pups out to eat here. We've got a few things laying around that they can snack on, but we do want to be kind of careful. I don't know if anything is lingering around, but they're definitely getting bigger. Mouse is up to 17.5, so we might actually be able to reach 20 pounds today. Mouse is, of course, our runt. And we are here with Autumn and the Stone Root Pack, who are currently exploring the injury update, and so far they've been having a fairly tame time of it. I think, oh, Tumbleweed is going to feed them as well. That's good. Vernal is just going to disappear. How about we don't do this, honey? Please don't go that direction. But I think what we're going to do is once again try to keep things kind of quick. I don't know, so the one problem with only being able to hunt elk at the moment, as per Autumn's challenge, restricting the prey that she can hunt to those that have not injured her or those that have injured her the least, eventually the elk calves will no longer be carryable. Now, I think we're gonna woof the pups back in the grass because I'm pretty sure they're all full on food. Yes. So that's the one thing that I'm foreseeing being a problem. If there are more elk calves out and about, it would be wise to bring some back. But I think right now we just need to focus on a really quick territory marking excursion. In fact, I may just leave Tumbleweed here and see if, unless I find some food, I might just do the territory marking myself. It'll be faster with one wolf and I don't anticipate any big problems. So I think we'll do that, try to keep it rather simple, and then just try to quickly snooze through another night. Well, Tumbleweed came with us. I didn't realize he'd done this, but it actually works out because there is an elk mother here. So I can feed Tumbleweed if we find the elk calf hidden here. And I think we're going to try and do that because these guys will disappear, as I noted, and we want to take advantage of the time that they're here. Oh, and here it is. If we can get it quickly, please. There she goes. But we've got it. We'll just bring this over here. We'll let Tumbleweed eat, and then we will actually send him home because that'll both boost the affinity, and I think Autumn will be able to travel faster on her own. Well, I mean, I guess he keeps up fairly well normally, but I think it'll be a little bit easier with just one wolf in this case. Did you finish that completely? Goodness gracious, you eat fast. Alright, well, why don't you go back and keep an eye on the pups, and we will continue and mark the territory. Oh, I found a horseshoe along the trail here. I guess that makes sense. That's where a horse could drop one. I decided to take a slight detour and come down here and mark this before heading back to the rendezvous site. So I guess I'll drop this off for the pups on my way through. Oh, I am smelling a mother and baby elk somewhere around here, so we're gonna do some sniffing, see if we can find it, because this would be a good meal for Autumn here to be able to eat and keep her own food up without having to risk too much. So I think, there we go, let's see if we can find it. Oh, here it is. I was just starting to wonder if we'd actually be able to do it because this is one of those really dense, really annoying places to have to look. But we did get the elk calf, so we will eat. We're gonna finish marking these, and then we're gonna go back to sleep because we didn't actually get a full night. And the day is already waning and storming by the looks of it. Oh, there's another mother and baby cow elk herd around here. That's actually perfect because we can bring this one back to the pups. We are getting pretty tired, but I think I'm going to spend some time looking for it and see if we can bring it back, just so that we've got a little extra for them to eat, although this is going to be quite a run carrying the elk calf, and that's the only thing is that does slow you down quite a lot. So it might be a bit of a trip back. Oh, there we go. We got it. We managed to find it, so we're going to go ahead and we will bring it back home. And this should hopefully keep the pups fed for a little bit. Now there's elk mothers absolutely everywhere. Oh my goodness. We can't even stop for that one because we already have a calf. But oh my goodness, they're probably going to disappear on our next sleep, so that's a little bit sad. But man, where were they earlier when we were struggling to find any at all? Well, we've made it. This has been a bit of a process getting back, and I think Autumn is very ready for a nap, but we are going to leave this here for the pups. We may also give them a little bit of food if any of them want it, rather than just letting them eat that. The reason I'm doing that is so that the carcass lasts a little bit longer, but we'll see. They might prefer the actual carcass at this point. Then again, though, I don't think any of them are that hungry, so we're just gonna make sure they're totally full on food and get the affinity up a bit, and then we will sleep. Alright, day has come once again. How are the pups doing? 18.5, and Shale has broken 20, so we're definitely getting pretty close. However, I would be astonished if something doesn't show up to attack us, and the territory's actually not awful, amazingly. I don't see anything blatantly running towards us, though, so maybe we'll go ahead and call the pups back into the open here. I get a little bit paranoid because oftentimes we start having grizzlies show up, and yeah, with the injury update, that's gonna be a time. Oh, and Tumbleweed is leaving? We'll see what he does. I guess we'll stay here with the pups for a little bit and keep an eye on him while he heads out, but huh. I guess maybe he wanted to go and mark some of this territory up here. We'll see, I suppose. Ooh, there's a storm closing in. I did make a very quick jaunt here as well to go mark one of the hexes down here, but I think I might call Tumbleweed back. I do appreciate him marking the territory, but he's gone very far away. So I think I will start to call him back. Maybe I'll see if I can meet him down in that area that does need marking. And we'll see if we can connect and do a brief little hunt or something down there while the pups are up here. Okay, so we're gonna hit our first problem here. You can see that's a mule deer and her fawn. Now, we're not gonna go hunting because we can't hunt mule deer, but that does mean that the calves will no longer be available to just find. So if we want to do more than just hunt hares, which is what I have been doing, I've been feeding them to Tumbleweed here, then we'll have to find an actual elk herd, which is a little bit of a pain in the tail. So I don't know if we'll do that. I don't know if we'll just end up hunting hares until we're completely full, or at least mostly full, but I hopefully it won't be too big of a problem. Alright, we did get enough to get by with just hares, although we definitely will need to eat again in the morning. That is for sure, and I think hopefully this carcass got left alone because it was up at the rendezvous site. But these guys shouldn't be that hungry because we have been keeping them pretty full, which is the only reason that I'm willing to do this, by the way, is that they have already been fairly full on food, so it's not like we need to feed them completely. But yeah, I think we're going to go ahead. We'll just let these guys rest through the night here, and then in the morning we'll definitely do a hunt, be it a calf, like a slightly older calf, or an adult elk. We'll see what we end up finding and what we feel like we need, or if we run into a carcass or something. But for now, we'll just let these guys rest up, get the affinity back up, and then get some sleep. Okay, dawn is here again. I'm leaving the pups in the grass for a minute. Oftentimes there is an attack. We've had a surprisingly peaceful time at this rendezvous. But that's about to change, I think. Who goes there? Are you right down here? Oh, there's a lot of Prospect Peak scent down here. All right, let's leave the pups in the grass. They'll be fine there for now. We might actually go hunting as well, but I'm mostly concerned about whatever the heck is going on with this. I guess if we snag some food along the way, that won't hurt. But yeah, there's Prospect Peak wolves somewhere very nearby, and they're definitely doing their best to heck with our territory. Oh, and probably missed the... No, why is the scent post over here? The scent post shouldn't be over here. It should be closer to our rendezvous site. Let's just put it right here instead. I usually don't move the scent posts unless I, like, need to put them closer to a place, but I try to reuse them as much as I possibly can. But where is this? Where are these stranger wolves? What are you doing here? What are you doing here? They're near the elk herd as well, it seems like. Oh, we're definitely getting close to them, too. Where are y'all? Where are y'all? Oh, here they are. Are they hunting? Is that what they think they're doing? They're running right alongside the elk tracks. Look at this. They just really straight up decided to go hunting in our territory, right? Is that what happened here? Is this what happened here? Look at this. Oh, what are you doing here? You're gonna go out. I think they may have actually been headed towards our territory, or towards trying to mark this territory down here. But no, you're not doing that. That involves crossing our entire territory. Let it go. We're not letting you do that. What we are gonna do is we are gonna reinforce our own territory, so we should be able to mark this area here. Is there even more stranger wolves headed through here? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What is this? Junction Butte. Okay, that's more understandable because they are actually down in this direction. Alright, second order of business. The elk herd is somewhere around here. Although, I'd kind of like to avoid picking fights today if we can, just because I want to be mindful. So let's actually check this out. There's a bison bull carcass somewhere around here. I guess one of them ended up not making it, but that could be advantageous for us. We'll see if we can find it. There's a lot of mule deer here, and there is the elk herd, so if we don't find this bison bull carcass, or if it's not full, we can still go over there. I think we'll find it, yeah. You are not anything that we need to be worried about. Why are you here? Oh, they thought we were gonna... Oh, this fox is still... Oh, this fox was just sleeping on the bison carcass. Oh my goodness. Well, this should be fine. Oh, Tumbleweed, it's okay. Let him go. Oh, Tumbleweed, let him go. It's fine. There's plenty here for us. We don't need that much. This'll be fine for us, I think. We'll probably just mark this and then head back because the pups are starting to get a little antsy. Our territory is okay except for that one, which might be the Prospect Peak wolf passing through. Goodness. But I think apart from maybe marking that really quick, I think we'll just head back, try to bring some food to the pups, and see how they're doing. Alright, we've made it back, and we're gonna go ahead and leave some food here for the pups. I think, yeah, they're pretty hungry. So we've done all right, I think. I don't think I'm gonna run down and mark this today. It is dropping, but I don't think it's at a ridiculous rate. I think it's just dropping normally, so I'm not overly worried about it. It might be gone by morning, but I don't want to have to do a whole trip down there when we just did a big trip and the pups are not super high on affinity. We need to get that back up, and I think we're gonna have a hard time buffing it twice. So I'm gonna ignore that one for today. But we will get some rest here in a little bit. Maybe if they're still light by the time that we're done, we might actually need to feed these guys a bit with regurgitating as well. Because, yeah, they're still hungry. Oh, my goodness. Once we've made sure that these guys are well fed, we will rest up, I think. I'm kind of scared because, like, we've had a pretty darn peaceful time at this rendezvous site. We had one stranger wolf attack, and that don't sit right with me. Like, I'm thankful, but I'm also afraid that something's gonna show up right at the last possible second and cause problems on purpose. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Oh, yep, there is a problem. There is a problem. Okay, they're in the grass. They're in the grass. I knew it. I knew there was gonna be something, but you know what? I'll take coyotes over bear. Did you already find him, Tumbleweed? Alright, well, yeah. Tumbleweed said no. And with that, it's time for us to nap. Oh! Oh, it is dawn one more time, but it looks like this is a success. So you've kept your pups alive and growing at the Rendezvous site. You've now completed the Slough Creek episode. Congratulations! If you like, you can keep playing here. We're not going to do that. The only time we're going to end up doing that is if we end up getting an injury. We've got a family snapshot. Let's make sure we leave the pups in the grass. And with that, we are going to conclude this series. However, we will do one thing before we completely say goodbye to this branch of the Wayfinders pack. We won't be choosing an heir for them because Autumn is a non-heir herself, and we can't have family lines extending into infinity. But we will still age up the pups and take a quick look at them. And if at any point we do run out of Wayfinders wolves to use to explore new updates, who knows? I might select one of them in the future, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. For now, let's see what these guys ended up looking like. All right, here we are. So here's the family tree so far. It's getting a little longer. Of course, we have Aden and Raven, our original Wayfinders, who set out into the WolfQuest AE update for the first time. Autumn is their daughter, and Tumbleweed is our mate. And you can see their stats here. They actually have they have identical stats. I didn't realize that. And of course, Raven had all zeros, and so did Aden. That's right. These two were way before the stat system, so all zeros there, +1 and -1's here, and we do, or no, not the stat system. The stat system. No, that was before the stat system, wasn't it? Oh no, I think that by the time the stat system was added, the pups had access to stats, but Aden didn't. But as for the pups themselves, these are the stats that they ended up getting. It actually looks like Root has quite high stamina, neutral strength, -1 speed, -1 health. Vernal has 2 strength, 1 stamina, -1 speed, and -2 health, kind of a little bit taking after Autumn with the -, speed and - health. Mouse is a runt, so she has 0 strength, -1 stamina, -1 speed, and -2 health. And Shale has 0 strength, 1 stamina, 0 speed, and -1 health. So I will be making these guys into playable wolves. Again, there's a lower chance that we'll see them as members of the Wayfinders pack in the future as playable wolves, but who knows? We'll see what the future brings. For now, let's just see what coats they got. All right, first of all, we have Root, and he's actually got a scar on his face there. You can see he got one of the Life is Rough coats. He got this one here. It doesn't technically list a name, but it is a genetic gray coat. I think all of them I think will be genetic gray. I think we have a gray pairing, I'm pretty sure. But he got one that's kind of familiar. This is the one that I believe Kaya had, so it does run in the family distantly on our main legacy side. He also got these really striking kind of very orangey eyes. We'll also listen to his howls here. That's a bit of a higher pitched one, and for his secondary. Ooh, a bit of a deeper one. Now, you might be noticing something about this guy that's a little different. He actually has a torn ear. Also, this panel's looking a little different. What's up with that? Well, one of the more recent betas introduced some new ear customizations, and boy, howdy, am I stoked for them. We have a lot more options here. These didn't used to generate randomly, so they will be something that we can see popping up on our wolves, but I also will be leaving the option open for those of you guys who support the channel to submit ideas for those as well, if you have any additional thoughts on them. Not for these pups so much, because we're probably not going to see them as actual heirs, but who knows? Now here as well, I don't know, did any of these? Oh, he did get a slightly different neck ruff, it looks like. Can these be slightly random? I don't know, maybe that's just a normal neck ruff and it can get fluffier. I don't know, but we also did see his stats, so that is Root. Let's go ahead and look at his siblings as well. Next up here we have Vernal, who actually has the 7F code. This is a really pretty one too. Look at this. Genetic gray coat. She's really quite stunning, honestly. She also got a little bit of an ear customization, it looks like, and she has kind of these deep golden eyes. We'll listen to her howls too. A bit of a deeper primary, and for her secondary. slight bit of a higher one. She got one of the notched ear customizations. I believe that is the notched right ear there. As you can see, that's up all the way. I really love that these can generate now. It's kind of just a fun little detail to see what the different pups can get. Again, I guess, oh no, yeah, I think the neck ruff is a little bit randomized. Oh, I didn't mean to turn on the radio collar. That's very interesting. So now they can generate with different fluffiness too. I love that. I love that they've added that for the NPCs and pups. As for stats here, we did see those too, and there's not going to be much in the bio for any of these guys. But that is Vernal. So Vernal is our second pup. As for our third, that would be Mouse, and Mouse actually got the default version of the one that Root had, so the gray from Black-tailed Deer Plateau Pack. She also has a slight ear customization, it looks like, and she's got these darker eyes. She really does look like a little mouse, doesn't she? Oh, I love her. And we'll listen to her howls here too. That's a deeper one. And then her secondary. Once again, a higher one, and once again, an ear customization, I think notched right. And did she got just the normal full fluff on the neck ruff. So she's a little bit of a fluffier wolf there, and of course she does have the runt stats. So that is Mouse, finally, and last but not least, we have Shale. And Shale got this really pretty original white coat, the new version of it that is, with some very striking patterning on the tail. He also has these more brownish eyes. He has a gray coat as well, you can see. Very, very pretty wolf too. He lightened up quite a lot in his adulthood, it looks like. As for his howls, we'll go ahead and take a listen. Bit of a deeper one, and then for his secondary, also a little on the deeper side. And he did get the notched right ear as well. A lot of them got the notched right ear. That's pretty interesting, but I do love to see these customizations starting to generate. And it looks like he has the pretty full neck ruff too. Oh, that's gonna make it so interesting to see what different customizations the different wolves get. I'm really excited because it's always been fun to look for who gets the radio collars, but this is going to add even more personality to him, I think. Of course, here's his stats too, and there's not going to be too much in the bio. And with that, I think we have to conclude the story of the Stone Root Pack. I hope you guys have enjoyed it and checking out the new injury update. I do feel like for the pack that set out to check out the injury update, we kind of had a tame run. I'm definitely feeling like we're going to see a lot more dramatic injuries in the future. We never even got a major injury, and we were never injured by elk. We didn't ever have to loop back to some of the animals that had injured us the least because we never got injuries from all of them, so I think the Stone Root Pack got pretty lucky. Even with the illness, we got pretty lucky. We'll definitely have to see if this ends up creating some more dramatic situations for other wolves, which I think is part of the fun of it, is half the time, or probably most of the time, it's just going to kind of be this quiet little background feature, but every once in a while, it'll turn up and do something dramatic, and I think that's a good way of handling the injury system. I definitely like the way that the team has done this. I think it's something that'll hopefully add a lot to the gameplay and add some weight to the battles that you pick without necessarily making everything just awful because you're constantly getting injured all the time and it's frustrating. I like the minor and major injury system as well because the minor injuries are really just a warning that you have to be extra careful for a time. The major injuries you can only get while you have a minor one, and so if you're careful enough like we were able to avoid them. However, if you get into a situation like some of the ones we've seen with Maple, it may not always be possible to avoid taking those risks, and I think that's going to put a great deal of drama into the game. But with that said, I think we're going to go ahead and we'll leave this series off here. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this Wayfinders pack run. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. But until then, this is Jay, over and out.